All right, our crappy culture. So many years ago, an exhibit came. It came to New York. I think it traveled all around the country, and it was the tomb of Tutankhamun, King Tutankhamun, the Egyptian pharaoh, child king. And it became a huge, huge smash, so that they were selling T-shirts, Tutankhamun, King Tut. King Tut was everywhere. And you know how these cultural things take off sometimes. And it just became this big, big deal. So Steve Martin, in a hilarious, absolutely hilarious Saturday Night Live routine, came out and said, this was too commercial, and I'm going to sing a little song to bring us all back to our senses. So here's just a minute of that routine.
I'd like to talk seriously just for a moment. One of the great art exhibits ever to tour the United States is the Treasures of Tutankhamun, or King Tut. But I think it's a national disgrace the way we have commercialized it with trinkets and toys, T-shirts and posters. And about 3 months ago, I was up in the woods and I wrote a song. I tried to use the ancient modalities and melodies. I would like to do it for you right now. Maybe we can all learn something from this.
King Tut.
Now when he was a young man, he never thought he'd see people stand in line to see the boy king.
King Tut.
How'd you get so funky? Did you do the monkey?
You're going to use the ancient modalities. He says, and my favorite line of the song is later on where he says, he's dancing on the Nile, the ladies love his style. Anyway, at Reed College, a small liberal arts school, I'm reading from Newsbusters, PJ Gladnick. At Reed College, a small liberal arts school in Portland, Oregon, a 39-year-old Saturday Night Live skit, this one, recently caused an uproar over cultural appropriation. In the classic Steve Martin skit, he performs a goofy song, King Tut, meant to satirize a Tutankhamun exhibit touring the U.S., and to criticize the commercialization of Egyptian culture. This is a guy writing in The Atlantic about this. He says, you could say that his critique is weak, that his humor is lame, that his dance moves are unintentionally offensive or downright racist. All of that and more was debated in a humanities course at Reed. But many students found the video so egregious that they opposed its very presence in class. Says one student, that's like somebody making a song just littered with the N-word everywhere. This is a member of Reedies Against Racism. He told the student newspaper when asked about Martin's performance, she said, the Egyptian garb, she told The Atlantic, the Egyptian garb of the backup dancers and singers, many of whom are African Americans, is racist as well. The gold face of the saxophone dancer leaving its tomb is an exhibition of blackface. So I just, what gets me about identity politics, though, what struck me about this as I was reading this, is identity politics, they call themselves progressives, but you ever notice that everything progressives say is actually the opposite of the truth? Identity politics is going back to an old idea of tribalism. We were going past this, and it is in keeping with the tattoos and the piercing and these women who go out and protest that they're not allowed to bare their breasts in public and all this stuff. It's as if they want to return to a primitive state. This is when I was in Afghanistan, this is all the people in Afghanistan do is fight over things that happened 300 years ago. Your tribe member raped a woman in my tribe. I'm going to kill you. That was 400 years ago. Doesn't matter. It's still alive today. And this identity politics is just a throwback to this. The progressivism is progressing right back to primitivism, basically. It's progressing right back into the past.